Hello, this is Pat with Yankee Mold, and I'd like to show you my vise, which is finally done. And it's really pretty doggone nice. It's a nice heavy vise. It would work well as a 360-degree vise, and it really should be mounted out on a post in the middle of a room where you can get at it all the way around, where you would like clamp a rope in here and then use a fid on the rope to spin it open and then reclose it. So if you're doing work like that, then this is your vise. If you're doing work like I am, you probably want to stay tuned a little bit while I talk about what I've done here and what I'd change and do differently. First off, so far as how to build it. The only thing I'd really change about the way I built this is I said that they should first weld in this piece right in here, which holds the nut. And I would not weld it in next time. I would weld these things first. And the reason is because it tends to distort this tube here, and when it does, you would like to be able to pull something through from the back and swage this out again. I could not pay a heavy price for it. I had to reduce the size of this tube here. Not a big deal, but still nonetheless, I would do it differently today. As far as major design changes go, well, this 45 degree was very arbitrarily chosen. And now that I look at it, I would make it a different angle, perhaps 30 or 15 degrees even. There's no reason for it to be 45 other than it sounded good, and it was easy to do. The other thing that I will point out to you is that because this is made to be like a 360-degree vise, where it would be used with a, well, like I say, for instance, for holding rope and something of that nature, anything that sets in here right up against a solid jaw has to pass through the vise base. And I would like to move the base more toward the rear, perhaps 4.5 inches. So if this jaw were to move forward, say 4.5 inches, then you'd be able to put something in this vise and have it pass right past the table down to the floor. That way you'd be able to file the top of your fence posts and the like. Or more importantly, you'd be able to clamp the leg of a table or something of that nature in it. Plans for this vise are available at yankeemold.com. And as I say, I would use this as a 360-degree vise without a heart, without any thought. One other thing that I would change about this is that the top of this tube is just the 1/4-inch tube and won't really withstand any heavy use. And you might possibly want to weld a piece in here that would cover it and make it more like an anvil. And it could certainly be a chunk of, say, even 2-inch. So 2.5 by 2-inch steel or something of that nature could go across the top of this and protect it and really allow you a good pounding surface, which wouldn't distort or give trouble. This will, of course. It just crush down onto the tube and then your vise won't work. And I don't know why, but it just seems to me like everybody wants to pound on everything with their giant 4-pound hammers. Now, other than that, I don't think I'd change anything as far as the build goes. Now, one other thing that does change with this is I think I will in a few years redesign it to move this jaw out about 4.5 inches so that it can set on the edge of a table like I said. Am I going to do that today? No. And again, the plans for this vise are available at yankeemold.com. And they're on the website as inventor files, and they are easily changed over to a Fusion 360 from Inventor. And so I'm not going to go into a bunch of BS about it, but nevertheless, it's not too bad. Now, would I change this if I do it over again? Yes. Will I change it in time? Perhaps. Would I use this for several years before I get around to that? Absolutely. Because I won't know what else is wrong. Now, one other thing I did do is I did make these jaws here out of hardened steel. And they are knurled, as you could see. And I don't know, the knurling in here reduces the area down to about 1/4 of the area it was. And it should grip fairly good on stuff. Number two, I didn't go into a lot of details about how to cut this stuff, but I do think that I will tell you I EDM these. Is that the only way to do it? Absolutely not. Could they be filed? Sure. Do they have to be 1/8" pitch? No. Could they be quarter? Yes. Can they be deeper? Yes. Can they be shallower? Yes. Can you cut them with a shaper? Yes. There's absolutely nothing in this vise that has to be done the way I did it. There are much better ways to do many things than the way I did it, but I did what I did because of the tools I have and the skills that I have. Now, what will change in the next operation? I would, as I say, just remake this to move this jaw forward about 4.5 inches, which will then make this piece here much steeper and probably just a solid chunk up here. Now, would you please subscribe to my channel and go ahead and click like. I'd very much appreciate it, and that really does help us new YouTubers. So once again, thanks a lot to Jason at Fireball who made the first one, and I patterned this one after his. And I do think that I will take this and mount it up and use it for a few years and see what I like and don't like about it, and then change it. Now, one other thing that is an issue is the speed with which this thing moves. I would stay with this heavy screw, which is a 5-pitch thread, and I do think that probably even for, you could even tighten her up a little bit and make it a 4-pitch. It wouldn't be the end of the world. So thanks a lot again, and I will see you later. So thank you. Bye.